Salutations viewers, I'm Sir Bookwriter, and I'm on a race against the calendar to beat all 96 of my 200cc time trial runs before the year ends. Last time, Dragon Driftway was slain, and we advanced to track 20, Toad's Turnpike. Toad's Turnpike is the final track of the Shell Cup, and the first track of this project where we'll be using inside drift. Therefore, allow me to give a brief explanation. On every kart, and most bikes, drifting kicks the back wheel out and puts the cart into a slide. This is outward, or outside drift. However, on these 5 bikes in particular, the back wheel stays in and the bike simply turns. This is inward, or inside drift. Outside drift is generally better in this game, but inside drift has a few key advantages. Inward starts out drifts turning tighter than outward does, and is great for longer gradual turns as well. Inside drifting also makes your hitbox thinner, which makes the act of sneaking through a tight space, like say going between a truck and a wall, much easier. Lastly, you also realign much faster than on outward, thus reducing the need to counterhop or steer to readjust. These 3 factors combine and make inside drift the de facto for use on Toad's Turnpike. In fact, this combo in particular hasn't changed through the balance patches. Even pre-patch, the metal tire's speed advantage was just too great compared to the handling and MT advantages that Slims gave. If you want a deeper dive into the older record history, Awoken has a video covering the subject, and I highly recommend checking it out, but a lot has happened since then. I could cover the story of how Alphabet Soup set his 112.098, something that almost everyone thought was still years away, but nowadays that wouldn't even be the end of the story. In fact, that's only the beginning. Wave 4 was, and still perhaps is, the most polarizing thing Nintendo has ever done in an update. It completely overhauled the metagame, made almost 6 years of record progression moot, and turned nigh unbeatable runs into mere expert staff ghosts. On every track on 200cc, Toad's Turnpike was hit arguably the hardest. Alphabet Soup's 098, that might have stood for years, was beaten in just a couple of hours. Not only was it taken down, it was beaten by a margin that the track hadn't seen since 2018. Within a few days, Alphabet Soup settled down with a 111.977, a time that would have been accused of speed hacking just a week before. Some players felt it was wrong of Nintendo to just do something like this, but this was a mild inconvenience compared to what they did next. On the surface, Wave 5 didn't look to be nearly as drastic of an update as Wave 4. Sure, metal tires were buffed again, but that's a mere couple of days of playing, set a new good time, and... uh-oh. To this day, it's still not known exactly what happened with Wave 5, but the general agreement is that the way acceleration functioned was changed. More accurately, it was reverted to an acceleration system similar to what was used in Mario Kart 7. This means combos slow down a bit more after a speed boost before returning to normal. And I mean any speed boost. Mini turbos, trick boosts, mushrooms, boost panels, half-pipe boosts, even grabbing a coin can cause this. This isn't a big deal for most world records, and starting a drift before the boost ends completely negates it. But on mainly straight tracks that use combos with low acceleration, this became a nightmare. Toad's Turnpike arguably got the worst of it. Not only does the combo have the lowest acceleration of any used in a world record, but also Toad's Turnpike has some of the most driving straight of any track. The existence of this Excel bug has forever altered the course of history. 3 tracks have had world records removed from their title, simply because they became much more difficult, if not flat out impossible to beat. And if these tracks had world records set during Wave 4, they'd likely also be on this list. There is somewhat of a workaround, but it's not quite enough to bring Alphabet Soup's 111 back into consideration. Slightly nudging your control stick at the right time greatly reduces the effects of the Excel bug, and thus you keep most of your speed. These are called Excel nudges, and you'll be seeing a lot of them here in Alphabet Soup's run. This 112.051 is what's currently counted as the world record, as it's the fastest time set here after Wave 5. Okay, let's watch a world record. As expected, we begin with a start shroom. Soup keeps his drift going all the way around this corner, clips the camera into the railing, and releases a UMT. He quickly grabs the 4 coins on the left, keeps driving along the left wall, and grabs 4 more before cutting across. He releases an SMT around this next corner, drives a bit, and then does an MT around the final turn. Alphabet Soup aims at the back of this bus, snags his last 2 coins, and enters lap 2. The first turn begins with an MT, which Soup follows with a shroom chained into an SMT. Surprisingly, he opts to take the glider truck. This is the reason metal tires are used instead of slick tires, because they have better airspeed for the 2 seconds that airspeed is even relevant. Alphabet Soup uses his final shroom to instantly accelerate upon landing, and the rest of the lap is identical to lap 1. On the first turn of lap 3, Alphabet Soup goes back to doing a UMT, but drives diagonally across the straightaway. And on the final turn, he stays close to the wall for an optimal line straight towards the finish. Well, I got a long night ahead of myself, so cheers. There's an ongoing petition to make me use a Doug Bowser me instead of Dry Bowser, but that has not reached completion yet. If you want to see me use more wacky characters, either suggest them in the comments below or join my Discord server. The link to that is in the description. And then I have to use a bike. Not just any bike, though. I wish I could use this. This looks cool. I know we gotta go... Again, I wish the Duke. But it's either sport bike or the jet bike, and the jet bike is fat. I could also use the Master Cycle, but that's even more fat. That, and then metal tires. Could also use gold, but I don't want to. And then Super Glider. See, my time here is a 112. It uses a me. I think I know which me it is. But, yeah, let's just go. It's not only going to take me a while to get used to the track, but also to get used to using a bike. Because we're 35 episodes in, and this is the first use of a bike in Race Against the Calendar. To be fair, there are only like 5 tracks that use Inward, but still. Oh. Also, racing Ghostless is unironically just better here than racing a Ghost. But, 1, I'm not warmed up enough to not race a Ghost yet. And 2, it makes for at least slightly better content. Only track in the game where this is your resting spot AFK. Hey, we got all 4 coins. That probably lost me like 2 gajillion years. I gotta practice taking that turn on lap 3. This first turn sucks a lot. Why would you drift that way? That's not the direction I inputted. Oh, come on. It really helps that my PR is from before Wave 4, because I'm not sure I'd be doing nearly as well if my PR was post-patch. Oh, that's just lovely. Just wonderful. This is doable. I just have to not choke lap 3. Oh, good job, Q. Yeah. Again, just slightly too tight. Good enough. Not good. Again, getting closer, but still not quite. Get out, scatted. Let's go. Okay, that lap 2 could have used some work. I lost my glider on the trick off the truck, but we recovered with the shroom. It's a good thing the shroom is used there anyways. And hey, that's a bigger improvement than some tracks in this project, Big Blue. Hey, good enough for me, and this gives me plenty of time to finish editing this project, because, good grief, I am in a bit of a pickle. If you haven't already, please share the video with a friend. Maybe one that hasn't seen content from me before, and might be interested in Mario Kart stuff. Just spreading the word of mouth would really help me out. Thank you. Whew, this was a heck of a project. Before I roll this next track, let me just say, thank you for watching. I hope this video has been somewhat informative on what's going on this track in particular, as well as with the Excel bug in general. There are still 2 more tracks that suffer from this, and I'll cover a bit more details once we get to those. But for now, I hope I've covered all of the entry-level information. Now then, let's see what we're doing next. 38. Oh, we're going to another Rainbow Road. This is the SNES Rainbow Road. Oh joy.